It's a rock-a-doodle-doo! Rock-a-doodle. This comes in the box. All these rocks. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Look at those rocks.
Hi everybody, this is Jennifer from Yam Yams and Friends, and this week we're going to do a really fun craft project kit. It's called Rock-A-Doodle, and it's adorable. You just take these random rocks that come in the box, so you don't have to find your own, and then you paint them and you add little felt pieces and you make little creatures. I think this is a really, really fun craft kit, and they say it's for ages 5 to 95, so I fit somewhere in the middle, and I'm going to make a rock creature today for you guys. They say that if you want to paint a dark rock, you should first paint it white, let it dry, and then go back and paint the colors so that they pop. I'm gonna open the box and see the different rocks that come inside. And then I'll see. This is where you really have to use your imagination, because you have to find a rock that you fall in love with and that you feel like you can turn into something cute. The rocks come in all different shapes and sizes.
It's cool. They give you 5 rocks, huh?
They give you 5 rocks of different sizes, and I have to see which one I think I can turn into something. Maybe
if you look at the box, you'll get an idea.
Turtle, bunny, bird.
Hold on. Let me... Oh yeah,
So, I'm going to see which rock I want to choose. I think I'm going to take this rock right here, and I'm going to try to turn it into a rabbit, and we'll see what happens.
Let's just hold it for a second. Let's see. Ooh, it's an interesting shape. It could make a bunny. I could see a bunny.
I think that I can make a cute little bunny
I can
out
see
of
a
this.
bunny. I can see a bunny.
We'll see what happens. It's a dark rock, so I'm going to put a base coat of white paint on first.
Yeah.
Now, what they say is the paint that it comes in this kit can stain your clothing. So they recommend that you put on an old shirt or something you don't care about. They also recommend that you cover your work surface with newspaper.
Now, we don't care about our work surface,
We're living dangerously.
We don't care.
This kit comes with 4 colors of paint. But if you want to make other colors like green and purple, this kit comes with a very handy color wheel that helps you mix colors to get the desired color that you want. So there's a lot of different variety that you can do with your creatures.
And you paint dark rocks white, right? You
Yes.
said?
You paint, if you're using a dark rock, if you're using a dark rock, I'm just going to put it here, like this, then you want to paint it white first, so whatever colors you put on top of it will pop. First thing out of the box, this is the only brush you get with the kit, and this thing is tiny. This is really good for detailing work, but when you're trying to paint a large color, this is going to take you forever. So I would highly recommend, if you're interested in doing this kit, you invest in some cheap
sponge brushes. Actually, we have some
that will help cover large areas, and save this for detail work, because I'll be here for 6 years trying to paint this thing. I have some sponge brushes that I'll show you guys that I purchased for another art project a while ago.
Yeah, these are cheap.
And these are extremely cheap. They're really, really cheap.
You can get those anywhere, pretty much.
You can get them anywhere, hardware stores, craft stores, even maybe Walmart.
Just foam brushes.
They're just foam brushes, and they're really, really good for just getting a lot of color. So I'm going to use one of these to paint my rock completely white. This is the sponge that I've chosen to paint my rock. So I'm going to dip it into the white paint. My white paint, and this is the brush I've chosen. Now, I think that I can get this in here. What I'm going to try to do is maybe
you should just get a smaller brush.
I'm going to get a smaller brush. A little over ambitious with my first brush, so I found this other sponge brush that is, that's going to fit in here. So now I'm going to go and paint my rock. I'm just going to go over my rock. It may take a few coats, because as you can see, this rock is fairly dark. So I'm just going to try to do one coat and then see if it needs another coat.
And how long do they say to let the paint dry?
They did not say how long it would take.
Just that to let it dry.
Let it dry completely. It probably will take maybe an hour or so, I would imagine. I want to keep in mind that these rocks have a lot of different nooks and crannies, so you just want to make sure that you don't miss anything out unless you want that look. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to paint this and let it dry, and then once it dries, I'll see if I need to do another coat. Okay. This is my progress so far. I put 2 coats of white paint, and I feel like this is close enough for what I'm trying to do. I decided instead of making a bunny, I'm going to make a bee. So I did the painting on one side. I didn't do it at all on the other side of the rock, because this is going to be the side that's just going to lay on whatever table I display it on. So I'm just working on this side. Now I'm going to get ready to take my yellow color and I'm going to paint the whole thing yellow, and then I'm going to work on the black stripes. So I'm going to take my sponge and I'm going to paint the whole thing yellow. And I suggest that if you're going to get these sponges, you get a bunch of different ones in different sizes, because between colors you're going to want to wash them off, and then it takes a while for them to dry, so you're going to want to be able to move to your other color quickly. So I'm going to paint everything yellow now. You can see I painted this with one coat of yellow, and this took pretty well. I'm not going to bother putting on a second coat of yellow, but of course you could do that if you wanted it to be more pigmented. I've decided to make a bumblebee instead of a bunny rabbit. I'm going to take this black puff paint that came with the kit, and I'm going to use this to make the little stripes on my bee. And that's the next step I'm doing right now. Also, just so you know, the paint washes off your hands very easily, so don't worry about that. I'm just going to take this and put some little stripies on my bee. This is puff paint, so when it dries, it's going to have more of a textured kind of look. And, you know, my craft skills are that of like a first grader.
Stop it.
I'm going to turn the rock around because it looks a little bit better from this side. Like so.
Very pretty bee.
Now I'm going to give this some time to dry. And from there, I'm going to affix the eyes, the wings, and the stinger. I decided while I'm waiting for the stripes to dry to put a dot of black puff paint for the eye, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to affix a googly eye in the center of that, so that when the puff paint dries, the eye will stick to it. I need a bigger circle because I want the puff paint to kind of encapsulate the eye. So I wish I had some tweezers, but I don't. So we're just going to drop that in and hope for the best. There we go. There we go. And that's the finished look. So I'm going to let all of this dry, and then when it's finished, I'm going to come back and affix the wings and the stinger. I decided to make my bumblebee into a fish. So what I'm doing now is I'm manipulating this heart shape into a fin for him. So I'm just taking a regular pen and I'm just going to start on this end and draw a basic kind of shape that I want my fin to look like. Just to give me a line of, you know, sight. And then I'm just going to make a little fin. It's not really working.
Okay, let me go get you another pen.
No, that's alright. I'll just freehand it. The pen is an idea for you guys if you want to. I'm just going to freehand a fin shape however I decide to make it. But I'll let you guys watch it as I cut it out. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut off the heart shape like this into a V. I'm going to flip it over. And I'm going to make this into a V. And that is the fin shape that I decided to go with. Now, if you want, you can take your black puff paint and you could decorate the felt if you want to, or any of these other painting colors to decorate the felt. But I'm not going to choose to do that. I'm just going to glue this on here like this. So let me get my fish. Okay.
You ended up using the instructions for the for your drop cloth, huh?
Yeah. And these are my crafting battle scars. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the glue that comes like this. I'm going to take this heart shape here, and I'm going to use this as the tail. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on here, and then I'm going to lay my rock on top of it. Then I'm just going to take my rock and gingerly lay it on top. and give the little thing time to dry. Just press it in nicely. Then I'm going to take my little fin and I'm going to put glue on the back of it. Like so. And then I'm just going to place it on the rock like this.
How long would you say it takes for the paint to dry?
I would say maybe a half an hour.
Okay, so you think altogether this project about an hour and a half, 2 hours?
I would say an hour and a half, depending on how elaborate you make it. I would say an hour and a half. This might be a really good project to do with like small kids because they don't have great attention spans. You can do a little bit of it, then let them go play, then do a little more. It's not like something that you have to do all at once. So if you have kids that get bored easily, this is a good project to kind of go back to at different parts of the day. Then I'm going to take this other little triangle piece right here, and I'm just going to try to affix that on the top of the fish as the little fin. I did get some black felt on my little fin here, but that's okay.
You mean puff paint?
Puff paint, black puff paint on my little film here, fin, whatever. I'm just going to take this and cut a little slit into it. And you might remember this from the Folk Manus puppets, but I'm going to fold one side up this way and one side up this way. I might have made
it's a little
it
blurry.
a little bit big. There you go. And then I'm going to put glue on both sides of the flaps and then pin it to the top of its head.
Okay, and that's how it's gonna look?
That's how it's going to look.
So you want it to flap on like a split banana peel.
Exactly. One on one side and one on the other side. And I'm going to just take glue and put it on both sides and then affix it to the top of this fish.
Yeah, you're a tricky girl. This is top fin crazy. Anyway, it doesn't matter the puff paint got onto the yellow because he's got black stripes, so
Yeah.
it could just be a fancy genetic admiration he's got.
And there you have it. This is my attempt at a Rock-A-Doodle tropical fish. I think that this is a really fun kit, and I think that this would be a good gift if you wanted to make homemade presents for moms, dads, teachers, grandparents, because this little guy I think will make a really nice little paperweight. Once the glue dries, it's surprisingly durable. So I'm just going to let this dry, and I want to thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you like it even more, you can subscribe, and please comment below to let us know what you think of this craft project. If you'd like to enter this week's craft giveaway, please check the link below in the bottom section of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope you have a wonderful week, and we'll see you here next week with a brand new craft project.